Thank you, Dominique. Thank you, Marie. Thank you to everyone who is out here fighting for economic justice, fighting for healthcare justice, fighting to make sure that all of the nurses who have been on the front line of the response to the coronavirus, on the front line every day to protect every family, not just in Worcester, but all across our Commonwealth, that they receive what they need for their patients and for our community and for their families. Because we know that safe staffing equals safe coronavirus care. We know that the nurses get what they need, that the patients get what they need. And so we have to support the frontline nurses and not the bottom line needs of this corporation. So I thank you to Representative Kushmerek for being here, to Candy Carlson for being out here, for all of the community leaders who have joined us here today, and especially to all of the nurses who are there every day for every family in our Commonwealth. So I'm here to join with our healthcare heroes for the lifesavers that they are, for the nurses who have been in the front line of the coronavirus crisis, and for all healthcare crises every single day since the day they became a nurse. That is who they are. That is what they have dedicated their lives to. So I join you in your frustration, and I raise my voice with you to fight for justice for your families, to make sure that you get paid what you deserve and that your working conditions reflect the sacrifice which you make every single day. You deserve better working conditions, better staffing, so that you can continue to do God's work here on earth in the hospital, so that you can give your absolute best in patient care to every single person who needs it in Worcester. Instead, Tenet is putting their profits before patients. It is disgraceful, and you know that it is disgraceful. Tenet's corporate greed is undeniable. Even though Tenet had $414 million in profits in 2020, and they also received $2.8 billion in loans and grants from the taxpayers of America. And there is millions more they're going to receive in the new relief package that we are going to pass before March 14th. We know these are hard times, but Tenet doesn't even try to hide the fact that they put their profits above everything else. Last April, as the coronavirus raged and you all continued to work during stay-at-home orders for everyone else, Tenet's corporate leaders promoted their plans to combine furloughs and federal aid to ensure that they were focused on maximizing their cash position. Maximizing our cash position means minimizing your positions, and that is what is shameful. There is no question that Tenet can afford to provide you with the conditions you need to provide the absolute best inpatient care. To Tenet, St. Vincent is just a budget line, but to the people of Worcester, it is a lifeline every single day. So we're telling Tenet today to listen up, provide better staffing, improve working conditions for these nurses, and we are going to make them listen. You're going to hear every single person who is passing by, beeping their horn in support of the nurses, to hear what the community is saying, to give our nurses the pay, the protections which they need in order to provide the protections for every person in Worcester. So they're here every day, front line, 500 reports of concerns over safety conditions have been filed. So cast a vote of no confidence in your CEO. Send petitions to management and have signed seen over 100 colleagues depart to other facilities. You are communicating your concerns. So listen up, tenant. Listen to your nurses. Listen to your community. Listen to your soul. You have an obligation to match the work of these nurses with the rewards which they deserve for their families and for themselves. So I just want to again thank all of the nurses being out here, for all of the other unions that are out here who are standing in solidarity. We will win, because on each and every one of these issues, there's one thing that separates the nurses from tenant. The nurses are right and tenant is wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Again, we are so pleased that you could be with us today. And Dominique and I, on behalf of the nurses of St. Vincent Hospital and the 23,000 nurses and healthcare workers of the Massachusetts Nurses Association, would like to make you an honorary M&A nurse. We're in good health, Senator. Can we try this one more time? When we fight, we win. I will say, when we fight, you will say, we win. That's right. Ready? When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Thank you again, Senator.